Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to part two of the President's speech at the Presidential Business Summit, hosted jointly by Tayfin Forensics and the PBF Progressive Business Forum. We spoke about the COVID pandemic, and now we're looking at the next point, which is civil unrest. So the third major challenge that we addressed, the President, I just made notes, and this is a speech of the President. The third major challenge that we addressed is that of civil unrest. We had to come up with a solution to address the unrest of July 2021. We found ourselves lacking in certain key areas. We were weakened with regard to police response. Our security and intelligence were not up to scratch. We set up a task force to inquire what went wrong. We have learned from our mistakes, and now we are ready. During the crisis of the civil unrest, the whole of South Africa stood up. People were defending their shops and businesses. We will not allow anyone to destroy our hard-fought democracy. These people behind the unrests are being investigated. They wanted to destroy the businesses and shopping malls, but they failed because the hard-working people of South Africa stood up. This reaction of the ordinary citizens at the time of civil unrest is positive progress for our nation. South Africa stood up as one. We were united that we will not allow unrest to win. The next challenge that we address is the mother of all challenges, the whole question about load shedding. We have been clear of load shedding now for the past 40 days. 40 days. We have an energy action plan. Eskom has been divided into three portions, focusing on what needs to be done. We are investing in renewable energy. More than 170 billion rand investment means that more energy is available. Our power stations are working better with this new investment. In summary, we faced a crisis of load shedding. We learnt our lesson. We found a solution, and we are now moving forward. The era of the sixth administration was focused on rebuilding, reconstruction, and renewal. Corruption reared its head. It was very ugly, but we faced it head on. The next major problem that we address is that of gender-based violence. The women of this country stood up. So we listened to them, and we set up a national strategic plan, and we are implementing to address the challenge of gender-based violence. The next challenge that we address has to do with the business environment. Business people are facing many challenges. For example, it takes forever to get permits for environmental impact studies. It can take up to 3 years. We are addressing this red tape. This is our key objective, to make the business environment friendly and easy for our entrepreneurs. A special office has been set up just to address red tape and to remove the bureaucracy. Then the next major challenge that we have addressed is that of logistical problems pertaining to transport. Our ports and rails are not working optimally. We are working with business, labor, and government to entirely transform Transnet. We are also addressing the matter pertaining to buses and taxis in the recent Ria Vaya public transport business rescue. The challenge of running this business is being addressed. The Premier of Gauteng and his team are working hard in finding a solution to this problem. The next big challenge that we are addressing is that of service delivery at local government level. There is the problem of water in Tshwane that is being addressed, including roads and refuse collection. Yes, we have solutions for all of these problems at local government level, but there is a problem. However, even though we have the solutions, the biggest challenge that we face is that of coalition government. Please listen to this carefully. Coalition governments don't work. That does not serve South Africa well, and the President goes further. The ANC was forced into coalitions at the provincial elections. I must make it very clear, coalitions do not work. We have solutions, but different people are at loggerheads with each other, with infighting and blaming. Things do not get done, and the people suffer. I repeat, coalitions do not work. This is the third time the President is repeating this. He goes further. Everyone has fingers in the pie, and some of those fingers are corrupted. We do have the solutions. Just give us a chance, but not with coalitions. That is why we want a clear majority for the ANC. We see what coalitions can do. It is terrible. They are telling us that ANC may drop below 50% and we may be forced into a coalition. Coalitions do not work. That is why we need a strong government by one party only, and that party is the ANC. With regard to the 2024 elections on the national and provincial levels, I have no fear. The ANC is going to win. South Africans now know and understand what damage the coalitions have caused, so we need a clear majority. A coalition is a total mess. The next big challenge that we are addressing is that of unemployment. The official unemployment figure is sitting at 32%. 11 million people are unemployed. 16.7 million people are informally employed. These are small businesses in townships and villages. So how is the ANC responding to this challenge? It is important to understand that 70% of jobs are provided by the private sector business. We, the government, are committed to support you and strengthen you, the private business sector, so that you can then employ more people. It is our job to provide a conducive environment for you to invest in South Africa and grow your business. We endeavor to remove red tape for all business sectors and levels. We shall remove the impediments for running a successful business, with such as the long delays in environmental impact studies, red tapes in obtaining various permits, and so on. Business reforms that we are currently actively engaged in include cooperation between the Presidency and the Treasury to address energy, logistics, and connectivity through digital data. We are actively embarked on providing an environment that is conducive to business. The South African economy is the largest on the African continent. We are committed to the Africa Free Trade Treaty. This treaty removes tariffs so that entrepreneurs can export to 1.3 billion consumer base on the continent of Africa. Hence, this treaty is a great innovation. We have also empowered the previously disadvantaged people, which includes the Indian, blacks, and coloreds. We are opening the economy more for women entrepreneurs and women businesswomen. We are focused on empowering women. We earlier had a young black business entrepreneur who gave a speech. In the days of apartheid, a young black girl would never have been given such an honor to speak on the same platform as the president of the country. The ANC has empowered women who can now proudly say, "I am a black businesswoman and proud of it." In apartheid, we were never given those opportunities. We were marginalized in our townships. It is so nice to see young blacks who say, "I am a pilot, I am a nuclear engineer, I am a fighter jet pilot," and so on. Black people never had these opportunities, but black is black, Indian, and colors, the marginalized groups. We are focusing now on employing many young people. We are training 500,000 youth in various skills that are needed in our economy. The best part is that they will get paid while they are undergoing training. What else have we done? We have come up with 1.7 million, young and old, but mainly women, into various job opportunities to trade in. So we are focusing on empowering the private sector so that they can create more jobs for the people. This has been the process of recovering and dealing with challenges our people are facing. Hence, poverty has come down, but not enough. We are still having problems with inequality. Lack of growth in the economy is what we are focusing on. The manifesto of the ANC is in the following 6 points. First, jobs are at the top of our list. Second, establish skills training. Third, address the cost of living. Fourth, the NHI, access to healthcare for all. The opposition to NHI is coming from certain wealthy sections of society. It is important to have equality in healthcare. In 1994, the whites were terrified what will happen if everyone got the vote. We are not a reckless government. We focus on building this nation together with reconciliation. We cannot go into the new South Africa where we have inequality. And the NHI healthcare model is where equality is needed. Another major challenge is that related to international challenges. There is climate change, the war in Ukraine, we want peace in Europe, then there's a war in the Middle East in Gaza. We took the only position we could take. For many decades, the ANC has aligned itself with the Palestinians. We will never retreat from our position. We are involved in the struggle for human rights. If we see injustice anywhere, we are duty-bound to respond. We don't have bombs or military strength, but we have a conscience. We have morals, values, and principles taught by our father Nelson Mandela, who famously said that our freedom is not complete without the freedom of the Palestinian people. We are unapologetic and unequivocal on this matter. We have received ire, hate, and dislike by some entities globally. Nonetheless, in Sotho, there is a famous saying, "A woman will hold the sharp end of a knife to protect her children and family from harm." As the ANC, we have embraced justice and we are prepared to hold that knife. I met yesterday with the Muslim Scholars Association. They thanked us, the ANC and the South African government, for the stance that we have taken. In reply, I say that we only did our duty. Our job is to support those who are suffering. We are holding up the banner of justice and we will not stop unless there is peace. As the sixth administration comes to an end, we look back on 30 years of our democracy. A great deal has been achieved. In the past 5 years, we have fixed many challenges. We are going into the elections with huge confidence. Yes, we have made mistakes, but we are willing and we are prepared to correct our mistakes. We, the ANC, will not let you down. We are addressing the needs of all South Africans. We are a servant organization with servant leadership. So vote for that party that can make this a better South Africa. I know the name of that party, and that party is the ANC. And at this point, he was smiling and laughing, and the audience was clapping. Everyone stood up, and that was the end to a wonderful day at the Tayfin Forensics and Progressive Business Forum joint Presidential Business Summit. I was truly honored to be there, and I want you as fellow South Africans, please consider carefully what we are doing and who we are voting for. For myself, after listening to the President's speech, I'm going to vote ANC 100%. Jazakum Allah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.